So bottom line is we want you to consider what's called a private pension plan. And that's where you don't take the tax break in the beginning. You've been told to max your 401k out and take the tax break. We're asking you to just think about this for just a moment. Would you rather have tax-free money when you retire on the largest portion of your money, or would you want the money to be tax-favored on the smallest portion? Well, if I'm investing $1,000 and they're giving me a tax break on the $1,000, the government wins because they want the taxes when you harvest the $700,000. I would rather pay the tax on the $1,000 and harvest the $700,000 tax-free, pass it to my children tax-free, and life is really good. Now, I know this is a lot of information, and many people will try to decipher years' worth of information on a 60-minute conference call. You really need to start to follow us on Twitter, and there's the Twitter address. But more importantly, I would ask you, Mark, if you could go to the next slide there, once people record the Twitter. Go to matrixwealthllc.com. Go through that website. There's a lot of interactive material. There are a lot of videos. There's a lot of information that you can use to help fill in some of the gaps. Don't try to have a clear picture of exactly how this works. What you need to understand is there's another option out there that you may not be aware of, and you need to find a way to sit down with us so that you can potentially learn how this can work for you. So with that in mind, learn how to engineer a plan that offers liquidity, use and control of your money, all while potentially protecting your assets from the possible hazards of lawsuit, disability, and premature death. We need to create tax-efficient income. That's the name of the game, income. And too many people are focused on accumulation. Mark, do you have anything?
You know, one of the reasons that we began this call and that I asked Tony to come and speak was because personally, because of some of the things that Tony talked about tonight that I was not aware of as I was building my business and building my assets in real estate, you know, I suffered personally a $2 million loss. And that $2 million loss, needless to say, was devastating financially. There were aspects of what Tony shared with you tonight that would have changed that equation for me immeasurably. And one of the things that we, as Americans, as people who care about their families, who care about leaving a legacy of wealth and about having stability, cannot afford to do is we cannot afford to have our worth and our hard work ebb and flow with the economy. I cannot afford for my personal economy to crash every time the American economy crashes. It's great when we're all riding the wave to the top and the economy is rolling right along, and so, you know, they say a rising tide lifts all boats. But the fact is that the wealthy do not ride that wave down to the bottom when the economy crashes. They make sure that they are out of harm's way and that their legacy and that their family's wealth is out of harm's way. That is why we created this opportunity. You may have listened to what Tony shared with you tonight, and you may not get every bit of it. It's not important that you do. It is important that you make some critical decisions, and the first critical decision you can make is, I want to know exactly how to protect myself. I want to know how to do the best for my family and for myself that I possibly can. If you just made that decision and decided to further educate yourself, then you are leap years ahead of others in this society who simply are intoxicated with working themselves to death.